The game is polluted by certain type of chicks that definitely prostituted, but too good to do it. Can you imagine a scavenger getting licks from tricks in exchange for stabbing her, acting like they ain't having her? Abracadabra, what chick, you a magician? Pulling rabbits out your ass, but you afraid of admission? Then got the nerve to talk down on proud hookers, knowing damn well you be throwing potties in your tookers. Let's go.
Bitch, you want all this pimpin' you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but want a winner's reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimpin', then bitch, you getting ignored.
Okay.
I'm so sick of these.
Nobody likes a hypocrite. Even hypocrites don't like hypocrites. And it's all different types of hypocrites, right? But the hypocrite that I really, really can't stand is a parasitic type of hypocrite that's in the game right now. The hypocritical hooker. I do not like hypocritical hookers. You know, I ain't gonna use the word hate. Hate is a strong word. But I don't like hypocritical hookers. You dig? Hey, it's just I don't understand it. I mean, everything ain't for me to understand, so certain things I ain't even gonna waste my time trying to understand. But I just don't understand how you can do something, be, comfortable enough to do it, but not comfortable enough to, acknowledge the fact that you're doing it. Now, you don't have to broadcast from the rooftops like, hey, I'm a hooker and I'm proud. You ain't got to do all that. But at the same time, don't act like you're better than the chicks who are proud of what they do. Ain't nothing wrong with being proud of what you do. In fact, it's a beautiful thing when you're proud of what you do, because 9 times out of 10, if you're proud of what you do, you're going to do it better. You're going to excel beyond the norm. You're going to excel past the average individual that's doing the same thing that you're doing if you're proud of what you're doing. See them people that's ashamed of what they're doing? 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be as successful. So it's really a futile endeavor to do something that you're ashamed of doing. But yeah, man, you got these chicks, man, in the game that they act like they just too good to prostitute. You got different kinds. You got the kind that prostitute and they act like they've never prostituted. And they act like they're too good to have ever prostituted. And they talk down on active prostitutes that are proud of what they do, that don't, they don't necessarily have to promote it or broadcast it, but at the same time, they not ashamed of it, right? You got chicks in the game that talk down on chicks that are proud of what they do and hate on them even. But then you got, and this, I don't know which one is worse, man. I kind of think this one might be a little worse. But you got them type of chicks that are still active prostitutes, pretend like they're not active prostitutes anymore, and pretend like they've elevated their game to a point where they don't have to prostitute anymore, and they got this going on, that going on, or the third going on, but yet and still they prostituting right now. They busting that thing open right now. As I said, they having parties and they took us right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, they throwing parties in their booty right now. And it's okay. And like I said, you don't have to promote it and broadcast it, but it's a different thing when you go out of your way to pretend like you don't have to do this anymore because you've moved on, you've elevated to bigger and better things. When in actuality, you doing the same thing you've been doing. You might have some other things going on along with it, but don't try to act like you elevated to a point where you don't have to get down anymore when you still getting down. If you still getting down, it is what it is. But my thing is, whatever the case, whether you pretending to have elevated to a certain point or you pretending to have not ever done it at all, one thing that you don't have to do, one thing that you shouldn't do is try to make yourself look better than the hoes that's proud to be hoes. You don't have to throw shade on them in order to you know, add some brightness to your image. You ain't gotta do all that. You know, just do what you do. MYOB, mind your own business. Don't be talking down on the real hoes. And, you know, salute the hoes, even if it's a silent, internal, you know, salute. You know, just have that type of energy where you respecting hoes. You know, and, you know, it's a lot of squares this doing forms of prostitution that probably don't even realize they committing some form of prostitution. But hey, man, you know, it's so many squares. You know, it's a thing right now that's popular. And even though I don't agree with that form of prostitution, it still kind of is a form of prostitution where you got these chicks that sleep with these celebrities and athletes and entertainers and things like that. Then they try to extort them for the money, or they try to, you know, say that this person raped them or whatever the case may be, or, you know, some type of sexual misconduct in order for them to get some bucks. Hey, like I said, even though I don't agree with that, it's still a form of prostitution, because ultimately your whole objective when you busted that thing open for whoever it is, your whole objective was to get money. You wasn't in it for the pleasure. You wasn't in it because you into that individual. You in it because you see dollar signs at the end of the tunnel. That's prostitution. You know what I mean? Goods in exchange for, you know, services, or funds in exchange for services. You know what I mean? That's prostitution, man. Hey, and the list goes on. But it's all kinds of forms of square prostitution going on as well. Now more than ever, especially with technology being the way it is. So hey, man, bottom line, don't talk down on the real hoes. Don't talk down on the proud hoes. Don't talk down on hoes at all, especially if you're doing some type of form of hoeing yourself. Closet hoeing, in denial hoeing, under the carpet hoeing, behind the bed hoeing. If you're doing some type of hoeing, hey, don't talk down on the proud hoes. You know what I mean? Hey, and salute to the proud hoes. You know what I mean? If ain't nobody else in the world proud of you, hey, man, Freeze is proud of you. You know what I mean? Let me give a round of applause to all the real hoes that's proud to be hoes. Your mama know you a hoe. Your daddy know you a hoe. Your sister, your brother, cousins, everybody know you a hoe. The pastor at the church know you. Everybody know you a hoe, and you proud of it, and you don't shy away from it. Salute to you. You dig? Let that marinate on your mind one time. Freeze is it. Put some of this good old love juice in your body like so. Holla.
Now come and take a sip of this game. Pour it down your ear and let it drip to your brain so you can run it up. And we'll be coming up. Really coming up. Take a sip of this game, let it saturate your brain. Taylor, make your home so we can match it with my name. Then attach it to your frame, right? Now you game tight. Ready, set, ho. You gon' check her back the same night.